Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, my fellow YouTubers. Welcome to another edition of Very Sky Ridley's video blog. This is going to be a topic about decisions and opinions and general chat. So let's get down to it. I got some letters I got to finish up. So I will be doing my letters while talking to you guys about what's going on. So I got to get the addresses off the internet. And then, I will write my letters in the envelopes to my letters, and I will go, to talk to you guys. So basically, then I will mail these letters out in the outgoing box, so I don't have to worry about it because it'll go out in tomorrow's mail. And so that's what I'm doing. I'm actually got green for my name and red for the business name that I'm sending the letters to, so I can get my letters done. And then I can go ahead and go to my movie and make my dinner. I just did the dishes, so I'm feeling pretty good today. So anyway, so I want to talk to you guys about decisions and etc. I was talking to Gail. We had a nice chat on the phone about a couple family issues of hers. That's why she wanted me to call her. Anyways, I've been meaning to do it. She's a good moderator. So, anyways, I won't go into details there. Personal, like I said, everyone is confidential. Someone emails me. Confidentiality is confidential. I got a video to watch before I go to my movie because Pee Wee sent me something. So I got to go watch that. But I figured right now I would tackle the discussion that a subject that Gail thought would be really good, um, decisions. Now Gail and I talked about politics for a bit, on the phone, and Gail explained to me why, she's going for Donald Trump. Now, I will say, for the record, I will bring this up to you all. Pee Wee's watching. Well, this might be of an interest to you. I tried to look up some information about a war where we're fighting in China. Supposedly, from what Gail told me, an aircraft carrier, the Ronald Reagan, was hit. Fortunately, I can't find any news on that on the mainstream thing, but it would be big news if an aircraft carrier the size of a floating airfield was hit. So technically, I'm looking into that. Now, I know I tried to calm Gail's fears about being rounded up and sent to the gulag, by Donald Trump. He won't do that. All right. Now, a lot of people have asking me about decisions, and that's something I want to talk to you all about today. As I said in the last video, you must basically make your own decisions and the election. And we have 75 days, 74 as of tomorrow. And, I am just going to wait for my pamphlet and make my own decisions. And everyone will know who I'm going to vote for because I'm not going to sugarcoat it and hide it either. But as an adult, we all have to make our own decisions. And that means we have to look at everything from both sides of the coin. My father-in-law keeps telling me that too. You must, and my father says, you need to look at both sides of the coin. Well, let me just say, even if you are looking at both sides of the coin, the problem is great. I got to find the address for this one. Hold on. Here we go. So, all right. So, basically, we got to make our decisions. But remember what I said about my father-in-law. He said, that you got to vote blue across the board. Now, I just saw a report that upset me. That was the Duchess of Sussex, who's in Canada, says, we all got to vote Donald Trump out. Well, I'm sorry to say, but unless she's got some beef, with Donald Trump, she should shut her chili hole, even though she is an American born. She should not have any decisions to vote, even though, she's the Duchess of Sussex. And of course, the media still uses her title as the Duchess of Sussex. I personally think the Duchess of Sussex had her what do you call it? Her title stripped. So, but we're not talking about that. That was a decision she made when she didn't want to work with the royal family and she wanted to go make millions of dollars on the side as an actress and yada, yada, yada. So, my opinion, is mine. And that's what I want to talk to you about. Opinions. We can all have great opinions and great arguments and great debates without pissing off anyone, And to me, what upsets me the most is, for example, my cousin-in-law and I got into it in February before I was going to go watch her house, and I was called a flake. I don't like being called names. I'm just a person, So because of it, I don't like being called even a Republican, because I am one that will vote from my heart. And frankly, like I said, I don't know if my ballot's coming or not. They said because I didn't get into the preliminaries, they're not guaranteeing I get a general ballot for the general election, which they should. But I'm not blaming that. I'm blaming more the Democrats, okay? Now, a lot of people have asked me, why I'm blaming both parties, the Democrats and the Republicans. Well, my opinion is this. If they came together, as I was talking to, interesting.
Wow. Postal Service told not to reconnect any of their sorting machines.
I know, I saw that.
They gotta do something about this. People are not getting their meds and they're dying.
I know. My meds haven't come in either.
Do you think someone's gonna fix this? Or do you think it's gonna stay like this?
I think that something's going to happen because people need to realize, but also, I have to say, that it's, I agree with Pee Wee that it's the lazy postal workers. And I can confirm it's lazy postal workers for one reason, because if you remember a couple months ago, we had a problem with the postmaster here. She came in, and she knocked on my door, as everyone knows. Even Pee Wee knows this. Knocked on the door, and then all of a sudden, well, hello there. And then all of a sudden, what happened was the postmaster in our island asked me to go up to her van to unload these boxes that weren't heavy. She just didn't want to unload the damn van herself because there was too many packages for me and Chloe. So what happened? She turned around and asked me to unload them, which I was nice enough to do at the time, because she was flat lazy. And that was it. She was just fucking flat lazy. Lazy as lazy can be, And to me, it is not good. So what happened? Again, it was just pure flat laziness. And you know how it goes. So I'm getting these letters done one by one while talking to you. That's my goal tonight. Told you I was going to do it tomorrow, but decided I want to get my letters mailed out today. So, but my opinion is the Postal Service is the fucking lazy one. You know, I didn't bring that up to Gail, but you know, I have had some meds are going missing and other things. And it's sad, you know, because, you know, the meds haven't come in and I haven't seen any bills for 3 weeks. And so the Postal Service is the problem. I got little ho-ho stamps here. Christmas stamps. So I'm trying to get my letters put together so I can get my letters mailed out tonight. I got 12 of them. I do support the post office, but I don't support slow ass service, you know, and so everyone knows that. But, you know, the Postal Service is getting the heat right now for a lot. And the real reason is, you know, it's one, they're lazy, and two, the Democrats are trying to use it as a scapegoat for ballots. Now, the Democrats also misconstrue everything the president says, but still, it's just a damn political war. I, for on the other hand, don't want the political war. What I want is, that we as in citizens of this great nation and around the world is, you know, that the American people live in this great country. And this great country shouldn't have people being lied to. You know, the mainstream media, as I said, has been basically doing things. And in my opinion, under good conscience, I cannot make any decisions towards the election, you know, because I do everything fact checked, you know, before I go and um, um, vote, because I don't want people to what do you call it? Think of me as you know, one-sided, you know, so I look at both sides, but we have 74 days, and once the election comes about, that's one thing, you know. Another thing is I agree with everyone around that Black Lives Matter is a terrorist group. The real Black lives do matter, but this Black Lives Matter, they're just setting up to destroy the entire country. And to me, that is just downright wrong. And because of it, we as in people need to wake up and make sure everyone gets their votes counted and they vote properly. Because we're at a pinnacle where it's either going to be President Trump or President Biden. Now, I know a lot of people are saying Trump's going to get elected again, yada, 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 nothing will matter. To me, in my personal opinion, if they say that, then like Gail said, we don't know what the future is going to hold. But on the phone to Gail said something that was touching. She says, if Trump gets elected, we're going to have to accept it. Plain and simple. You know. So, um, um, that is why I decided to talk to you guys tonight about, where's my pen? Here it is. About what's going on in the world. And my opinion is, we have to stay on guard, and we also have to, with the election. So we all have to basically pull together, use the internet, and make the decision count. Now, there's a lot of people out there that are forecasting things. I'm not a forecaster, okay? I just have my own opinions and theories, and my theories and opinions could be wrong. But, I am just looking at it from all angles, and taking all the information in that I can, and then going from there, And so that is why we, as in a nation, needs to look at all the information, because we have to know who we're voting for. There's a lot of people out there being negative, if they don't get $1,200, they're voting them out. Is it really worth going into a Great Depression over $1,200? No. I got worked up today because I got angry at the fact, a couple things. My opinions, should matter, so is everyone else's. But, the thing is the American people out there should only vote with their hearts. A vote is what they call your personal choice. A vote is, besides being a personal choice, a vote is also part of the citizens of America, where we are part of the freedom of choice. Freedom of choice means freedom of religion, freedom of protesting peacefully. You don't protest peacefully, then you're a terrorist. Freedom of speech, which means my speech is not going to be hindered, nor is anyone else's speech going to be hindered. Everyone has an opinion, and those opinions I believe in. I believe in everyone's opinions. I don't believe ramming down people's throats, like my father-in-law, that I should vote blue across the board. I don't believe reading some article from the Duchess of Sussex saying that we have to be complacent and vote. Otherwise, we're just lazy people. Sorry to say, but we're not lazy people. So to me, it makes me sick. Plain and simple. It makes me sick that we the people is you know, our opinions all matter. So it doesn't matter if someone goes and reads almost every newspaper in the world to get information from various sources about the president, or you know Harris Biden. Point is, the American people need to realize that I am for the American people and their civil liberties. Now, like I said in the last debate, that the American people are not seeing Biden and Harris talk about taking away guns. And again, another reason why I will not vote, and I will say this adamantly, for Biden or Harris is because the American people are being duped. Literally, they're putting Black Lives Matter. They're putting a terrorist group first. Sorry to say, but that's all they are, is a terrorist group. And that is where I draw the line. When they put Native Americans last on the list, it says they don't care. And then they put whites second and Hispanics third and Asian Americans fourth. What about the rest of the people out there? They're hand-picking, trying to get it. They're hand-picking. We have Australian Americans. They don't talk about Australian Americans. We have European Americans. They don't talk about European Americans either. They're hand-picking, trying to get the votes. It's the President of the United States turning around and turning around and hand picking race. And then these people accuse me of being a Republican. Look, I'm not a Republican. I'm not a Democrat. I am a person who wants my voice to be heard. So I choose YouTube. And because of it, I'm disgusted. I'm disgusted by all these fucking people thinking they know me. My father-in-law knows me. E-S-E. There, I got it right. I'm tired of people ramming everyone's opinions down. Gail and I talked about why she would vote for Biden. She has Trump, not Biden. And she had a good discussion. We had a great discussion over it. And I can see why. And I looked it up. She's completely right. That'd make me not want to vote anyways, Biden. But then again, I don't vote for Biden because people think of me, in their opinion of me, as I'm racist. I just don't think a African-American vice president would do good. And two is, if something happened to Biden, she'd be president, and we'd have Pelosi. And Pelosi would still stonewall things to get things done. But if both House and Senate flips, which no one knows what's going to happen, the media is basically making everyone have a headache, like myself. And so I try to stay out of the barrel of politics, but sometimes I can't, because the American people need to realize that my opinion is part of the freedom of choice. And everyone has their opinion. I mean, literally, they have their opinions of who they're going to vote for. And I have 74 days still to make a decision who I'm voting for. But it ain't going to be Biden, I guarantee you that, because I'm not supporting an African-American woman. I will support someone else. And if I support Donald J. Trump, then I support him. It's none of your fucking business who I support. What matters is not to have people ride my ass on why or I shouldn't. Look, there's too many people out there speculating. Okay, I'm not a prophet. I only have my own opinions. I read everything from everything. And one of the things that I don't believe in is Fox News. I won't touch Fox News with a 10-foot stolen dick. And I will never watch Fox News. I'll watch sometimes some of the commentaries, but the thing is I don't like Fox News, never have. I try to avoid all the news medias together. I don't watch local news. I can turn on the local news through my computer for free, but I don't plan to read local news. Why won't I read local news? Because I don't want to read local news. That's the thing. Excuse me for a second. I believe it's this one. Yes, it is. I think it's on the box here, so I can finally see them. Let's see. There we go. And I will put this in on the box, so I don't have to fucking dig that one up. So, but no. Print's too small. Yep, print's too small. I'm writing some game companies. That's what I'm doing. But I figured I would spend some time talking to you about my true opinions. Now, we're all entitled to our own opinions. And you're entitled to yours. I'm entitled to mine. As long as we all keep it nice and clean, it's fine. But when someone attacks my opinions, which no one has, then it's fine. I won't attack anyone's opinions. I just have gut feelings, and so far, or hypotheticals. And so far, my theories have come true. Like Harris, for example. Everyone with a common sense would know that he would have chosen Harris to get the $2,000 a month. And when homeless people start going homeless, that's when they're going to basically sell their votes for money. Now, I said tonight that see, it's so damn small. Make sure I got that right. I do, okay. So basically what's happening is the American people need to make their own decisions. But we're all entitled to our own opinions as long as we all keep it nice and clean. And I'm an adult. I got to do a lot of research, and that's what I'm doing. And that's all she wrote, I guess I have one envelope too many. Oh, well, I could use that for something else. So all my letters are done, and I will have a dip and talk to you for a couple more minutes. Then I got to go outside and mail this, which means getting my shoes on. Huh?
I could drop it off.
Oh, no, let me have a bit of fresh air. How long have I been in this stagnated apartment?
Since the last ice age. Dinosaurs roamed the earth. Oh, wait a minute. It's already been 800,000 years. It's almost been 200 million years. Dinosaurs are back on Earth again. We got new dinosaurs. Oh, aliens have visited a long time ago.
She's got a good sense of humor and a good imagination. It's funny. But anyways, honestly, thank you, Chloe. You made me laugh. I was hoping, she says, I haven't left the apartment since the apartment was built 100 years ago, and I'm as old as the furnace in that place, like in Christmas Stories 2. It's here since the house was built, since dinosaurs roamed the earth. So, anyways, with my letters done, I can go back to preparing my video review watching because that's all it needs to be done. And I got other things to do. So anyway, there we go. So the bottom line is everyone's entitled to their own opinion. That's why we have freedom of choice, freedom of speech. And that includes voting and speaking your opinions in a peaceful protest or a peaceful discussion on my channel or other channels, as long as you don't get violent. I've been kind of violent lately, angrily, when people keep asking for $2,000 a month, which won't happen. And then they want universal basic income, which won't happen. And then they want fucking $1,200 tomorrow, won't happen. And then you got other fucking people trying to discriminate and, things won't happen. Then you have people talking about they're going to vote the president out because he's not moving his ass on it. Well, I said something, the president, if he could give stimulus checks, he would. Unfortunately, Congress controls the purse strings. You already got to hand out mucho. No. You already got a lamb tonight. No. No, you don't get anything. Freeloading moocher. So anyways, the bottom line is for all of you loving people out there watching me tonight, you got to realize we have a freedom of choice and freedom of thing. When someone turns around and rams down their throats, like my father-in-law, we got to go blue across the board. I don't like it. People have to, if you're going to have a debate, you should ask questions, right? For example, if you're going to make a debate, then you ask questions. Like for me, my thing was, my gut feeling says, that when someone is one-sided, there's no debate. Like utilizing the internet. The internet is full of good information. Whatever channels you go to, you can learn the good side of President Trump. You can go through the bad side of Donald Trump. You can get the good side of Biden or Harris, or you can go through the bad side and vote that way. My opinion is you got to utilize what you have and the resources to get your decision made properly. And that's why my mother said, you never talk politics or religion. You lose friends. Me, I talk politics because I'm a very good learner on that, and I do a lot of studying. And two is, when it comes to politics, I'm only focusing on the pandemic and the stimulus checks. Now, I've said it once, I've said it a million times. There's only one more window until September. Then there's another window in October before they go on vacation again. And then the election. And if they don't give you anything before the election, they're not planning to give you anything after the election. Therefore, it's a giant smoke and mirror. Now, I just saw the jobs numbers today, by the way, opinions. And it was like 1 point some million people filed for unemployment. So the unemployment's going up. The thing is people need to realize that if they're going to have a stimulus check, they would have done it by now. But no one's even talking about tomorrow's opinions on let's cut myself here. So basically, the point is the American people, we're entitled, so I mean, look, the same goes with another appeal for taxes. Now, Gail and I did talk about Trump's taxes. The media is basically making the media is making a lot of big mistakes, and then the Democrats are making a lot of big mistakes. Same goes for the the Republicans, you know? I mean, if you look at the Republicans, they're making mistakes too. There's a lot of people saying, when's your stimulus check coming?
Steve's ring with mouth locky.
I mean, literally. So, I mean, I was nice and neat. I was nice and clean about my comment, my opinion, where I said the American people aren't getting a fucking second stimulus check, you know? And then there's other people doing the same damn thing. I mean, these people are doing clickbait. And that's something that upsets me, you know? So, these people are morons. I get a lot of videos links from moderator Pee Wee to help with stimulus videos, and yet they are all shit. Pretty much. You know, they are all literal garbage. And I watch them because I like to educate myself. And then I also post my own comments from time to time. And my comments are what it is. You know? I mean, my voice is going to be heard where I am saying, you know, the American people, you know, should, you know, and so it's sad, you know, that everyone has an opinion on YouTube, and everyone is talking about voting them out. Well, if you want to vote them out, that's fine and dandy. I don't give two shits if you vote out or not. What I care about is the American people, all right? And that's my priority. If I was running for Congress or Senate or the presidency in the next election, I would basically make it about the American people. We're going down a slippery slope, okay? Everyone is throwing shit at each other. It's a giant shit burger. Everyone's trying to throw a shit burger and make people eat the shit burger. The problem is the American people need to realize that the giant shit burgers is not good. That's the thing. The American people are tired. The American people are worn out. And that's why I'm upset. And, I'm not blaming, on this whole post office thing. I'm not blaming, the Democrats or the Republicans. I'm blaming, the mainstream media, honestly, for basically doing what they're doing and using this as a tool. And now everyone's so panicked their voice won't be heard. But a lot of them don't want to get off their lazy ass to leave their house. They want to fucking order Amazon, Target, Walmart, stay in, mail order ballots, everything. They just don't want to leave. They're afraid. They're afraid of this virus. The virus is going down. Mind you, it is going down. And the numbers are going down. But still, we need to basically look at the facts that, we are a group of people that are human. And because we're a group of people and we're human, that we need to realize that the numbers are going down. And as long as, so it went up to about 6,000 since I last read this. So 50,000 people. It is going down. It's going down. The death toll is slowly going down too. So if we keep this curve and people realize, that, then it might peter out. And, then we can show the Democrats that we fought this tooth and nail and they can't supersede by controlling the fucking the United States. And now, Pee Wee is right. It's Nancy Pelosi. Nancy Pelosi stonewalling it, but it's also Mitch McConnell. So, We can't blame anyone else. Mitch McConnell stonewalled her bill. She's stonewalling their bill. But no one's talking about, honestly, that it is the fucking people's problem. The people's problem. The people's problem is they're fucking stonewalling it. And they're stonewalling it because they don't want to fucking pay. They think this is going away now and they don't have to pay. But as long as unemployment numbers rise, And so what I'm blaming the most is FEMA won't have money to cover emergency expenses because there's nothing in the budget. The coronavirus task force and the coronavirus relief fund gone. So if this does spike right before the election, we're screwed. And because of it, that's why I'm here to talk to you, about opinions. Everyone has their own opinion. We can't just throw away our opinion because we fear the unknown. What we need to do is plan. And you guys sit there and say, oh, well, how do we plan? Simple. We just plan for the worst and hope for the best. That's what I do. We're stockpiling. We're getting supplies. I just filled the dishwasher up again after doing a load. We got to make our own decisions. And we can't, and I repeat this, we can't let anyone make the decisions for you. You're an adult. If you're over 18, and you can join the military, and you can join to vote, then you're an adult. If you don't vote and you join the military, well, you made the decision. Now, a lot of people are bitching about they're looking for more and more military people, so they're trying to cut smoking off to be the age of 21, and drinking and gambling. Sorry to say, but if you cut out an 18-year-old's ability to smoke, if they want to smoke, pipe, tobacco, cigarettes, dip, booze, you're taking away the chances for taxes. They just took away 3 years of taxes just because they decided to make it 21 or over. I mean, literally, all because they want fit people in the military. So this is my opinion. If the country is founded on taxing the shit out of people, then the country should basically say, oh, that's good. But instead, they're not. Well, I found us all to be looking at it from a different point of view. As a woman, we all have to make our own minds up. And when we make our minds up for voting, and you vote, that tells you you're an adult, but it also says that you have a voice, whether it be good, bad, or indifferent. You made your voice count. And that means you can talk about politics. If you just sit there and say, oh, I'm not voting, but Trump needs to be out, father-in-law, then you can't talk about politics. Now, Sister Pee-wee, for example, she's voting Trump. Cool. I support her. She can talk about politics. Anyone who's not voting can't talk about politics. I've said it time and time again when it comes to fucking videos. I don't sugarcoat anything. That's one thing that Gail said to me. I don't sugarcoat nothing. We're having a pandemic. People are fucking panicked about Social Security. Nothing's going to happen. Let me put it to you this way, everyone, okay? When I talk about polls, okay, and the three major factors that's going into Biden, the number one was Social Security. Now, the great civility answer to make the debate more interesting between Republicans and Democrats or independents, like myself, independent mostly, is that people need to realize the elderly are afraid. They're going to vote Biden. But hasn't anyone, and I've studied politics all the way back to FDR's time, and before then, I've studied all the problems of politics up to today. And ever since I can remember, under Ronald Reagan, George H.W. Bush, Clinton, George Bush Jr., Obama, and Trump, Social Security is always talked about. It's always used as a political weapon to get votes. We don't need to worry about Social Security being cut. It's not going to happen. Every 4 years, they talk about cutting Social Security. Never happens. So people need to realize that one's debunked. Second reason they want to vote for Biden, because he's not Trump. Well, Trump's a unique person. There can only be one Donald J. Trump. The myth is debunked. The media is basically saying 22,000 lies or fibs and counting. A lot of those were debunked, okay, or misconstrued. You know, you got all these Democrats. My father is a straight ace Republican, but he won't vote. He said the Republican Party is now the corruptican party, meaning they're corrupted. I won't vote for so I got a couple messages I need to answer real quick. So one of my moderators messaged me. Another moderator messaged me. So basically the problem is you know, the Social Security thing, they've been throwing that out there for years, all right? Now, the third thing is the pandemic. Oh, he's not doing a good job. Well, everyone has their own opinions. That's where I come in. My opinion is, who gives a shit what your opinion is in mainstream media? They're just trying to give a win for a guy. And by the way, I have to look this up. But if it's true, and they say Biden is a pedophile, supposedly, then that basically gives my vote to someone else. Because, as I said before, I won't vote for the man anyways because I don't support his vice presidential pick. I never have. If it was someone else, that's fine. I'm not racist. That's my opinion. You want to call me racist, that's fine. I just don't think jailing 2/3 of the California population under command for fucking, the ones that got jailed, by the way. I'm not talking about the entire population, and it's, for pot uses. People shouldn't be going to jail for pot, okay? And the other thing is, the reason I don't vote for them is they're putting up Black Lives Matter. They're putting up illegals. It was in their speech. I'm sorry, but I don't want the illegals draining our system. That's all they are. They're leeches in our system. Literally, they're leeches. I've been to the welfare office where the Hispanics get more treatment than the blacks, and then the blacks second, and we are put on the fucking back burner on the last. Even the Native Americans have been put down 4th, 5th, or 6th. Basically, in my opinion, we have a subclass system here. You're not black or you're Hispanic, you're a piece of shit. I'm not racist. I speak my mind and I speak my heart. And that is where the American people need to feel with their own heart. If you want to give illegals $140 million and support Biden Harris, go for it. Gavin Newsom, he needs to be recalled. You don't give $140 million to the illegals while the computer system needs to be updated so the people can get their $400 a week for 3 weeks. He's just shot himself in the foot. And it's simple. I mean, literally. All these things that the Democrats are throwing out there are all utter bullshit. Literally. I just did some research and contacted some of my own people. People say transgender healthcare is not covered. The HHS is, but they're not doing elective surgery, so that's on hold. But in the meantime, I've contacted my people, and they can still do it. It's still there. Whatever they said about taking away trans healthcare, that's a giant fucking scare. The only way they're going to get rid of the healthcare for transgender people is if they dissolve the entire Affordable Care Act. Again, a lot of people are fucking eating it up in the mainstream media, saying that Trump's trying to take away the healthcare during a pandemic. There's always a logical answer to everything, okay? And me, I'm scared, all right? When I read the mainstream media, people don't understand. I'm scared. I am forecasting Biden's going to win. Only on my own intuition, but as I told Gail, this is my own personal opinion. She accepted it. I said, the reason for it is everything else, okay? But here's the deal. As I always say, that's my favorite phrase. Here's the deal. My favorite all-time word is I'm toying with. Toying with. The ideas I'm toying with is the American people are looking. The way the Democrats are going to win is when 40 million people end up homeless. They're going to be so upset that Donald Trump's eviction moratorium didn't work. They're going to vote Biden. They don't care. They're the silent majority right now. And if they lose their homes, they lose their cars, they live in a tent, that's fine. They have a right to be angry. But it isn't the fucking government's fault. All right? To me, these Democrats will vote that way because they're pissed off that the HEROES Act wasn't passed. The Republicans don't need to pass the HEROES Act. $10,000 for anyone for hazard pay? Bullshit. $1,200 for illegals that are married to citizens of this country? Bullshit. $6,000 for a family of 5, where someone like me and Chloe gets $1,200, Pee Wee gets $1,200? Bullshit. The Republicans know what they're doing. They didn't take away health care for trans people. Every tranny out there wants to vote either Trump or Biden. Biden because sex changes will be covered or whatever. It's not the case. We're in a pandemic. We should be thinking about taking care of the American people over sex changes. But if they don't get a sex change, they'll kill themselves. Well, I can't say anything about suicide. I don't support it. I will say my opinions do matter. And I want people to realize my opinions matter. And that people need to listen. Pandemic, Great Depression, whatever. We got to wait the next 74 days. Each party is going to slip up somewhere. And you know the mainstream media is going to suck up everything that happens and fucking use it against Donald Trump. Now, there's a few questions out there I will share with you. One is, why the mainstream media wants Donald Trump out of office so bad? They have nothing to lose. Honestly, in my opinion, they have nothing to lose. They basically sit there and they misconstrue everything. And people go to CNN, the Washington Post, the Seattle Times, the LA Times, the Denver Post, all these newspapers, and they believe what's being printed there. It's a bunch of malarkey. Literally, the American people are suffering. And as long as they're fed this garbage, they're going to believe what they see. Plain and simple. I look at it from two sides of the coin. I have to analyze everything for my videos, for the debates, for the discussions, for the questions. We make our own decisions, but people shouldn't basically ram down their opinions on others. You know, the debate isn't just one-sided. We also have to sit and listen to the other side. Now, when someone says we must vote blue all the way across the board to make a point, no. When someone says I'm voting for President Trump for these reasons, way to go. When other people say, you know, this is going to happen and this is going to happen and this is going to happen, the election ain't over yet. So my opinion is, why basically sit there and throw shit out there until the election's over? And then we'll have a good notice. It's like Gail said tonight. Gail said the American people will have to accept if Biden's president. We just have to pick ourselves off, dust ourselves off like in the Bible, and move on. I was telling Gail a story tonight on the phone where my husband's uncle, who's a billionaire, B as in billionaire, when he died, his wife got it all. When she died, 3 out of 4 kids got it all. The 4th kid got shafted because of her being lesbian. But here's the deal. He said there was a God, which Gail and I talked about. There is a God. I know this. The God would be a Republican. God can basically, as Gail said, can come down and sit a plague to kill us all, just to make us all dead because whatever. God can do whatever he wants. He's the big man. He can basically make Biden win. He can make Trump win, or he can make Lucifer win. However, Lucifer would be an interesting guy as a president, but my opinion. The point is, the American people need to vote with their heart, and the American people shouldn't be told, well, you better vote Trump because Trump's going to get in, or you're going to vote Biden in because Biden's going to get in. No, you vote from your heart, what your soul tells you. Now, we have 74 days till election after today. On Monday, another week starts. And guess what? The Republican National Convention starts. Personally, I'd like to make a joke about the Republican National Convention. If AOC, who's dumb as a box of rocks, can nominate Bernie Sanders out of loyalty, why can't everyone turn around and make a joke and say, vote Mitch McConnell for the next president, or Lindsey Graham, or some other Republican, just to be an asshole, to keep him from it? They could do it, but they won't. Thing is, it's just purely speculative and funny. Someone has to have a sense of humor at times. AOC can do that, the snub Biden, then why can't someone else snub their president? I mean, look, Mitch McConnell is distancing. The Senate had a great debate with the Postmaster General. Now the Democrats get their hands in on it Monday. Now here's the thing, okay? People don't listen to me. I've said if there is a stimulus check, it'll be before my birthday. It will be signed. It didn't happen. My birthday happened. Now it's almost the 22nd. No stimulus checks. The Democrats passed the HEROES Act bill on May 15th. Mitch McConnell stonewalled it. Pee-wee's right. Not just the Democrats' fault. It's also Mitch McConnell's. Or it might have been Gail that said Mitch McConnell's the problem. But anyway, look at it. Someone said it, okay? Now, the point is, no one's talking about the other side of the Democrats. They're all pointing the Democrats or the Republicans, and everyone's eating up on it that it's either one party's fault or the other. But hasn't anyone thought in this debate that Mitch McConnell snubbed Nancy Pelosi? And what happened? she decided to snub him on the HEALS Act. Needs more money. Fuck the people. Now they're doing a bill, the skinny cow bill, as I call it, for schools, $105 billion, $300 unemployment to the end of the year, I think. And no stimulus, no eviction moratoriums, and liability insurance. Again, what I call the skinny cow bill. Here's how it's going to play out again. No, you already had one moisty, greedy little turd head. No. Service dogs basically ask, want to be on video? Fine. Everyone loves to see the Shih Tzu. So here you go. You can see the Shih Tzu. He's trying to get something in. He already had his moisty for the night, so I love this dog. All right. The problem is people don't see it, that they're going to stonewall the next skinny cow bill because there's not enough money in it. There you go. The point is the American people need to realize that there's no more stimulus money, all right? If there is any, let them debate it in September. But that's too long. Evictions are going to be full force. Mitch McConnell didn't put eviction moratoriums in. Nancy Pelosi said there was money for rental assistant, mortgage assistant, $6,000 for family of 5, $1,200 for people with illegal non-citizens, married citizens. I mean, basically a giant wish list. They could pass a standalone stimulus bill tomorrow. They could. But Nancy Pelosi is holding it hostage. Look around. People think it's Mitch McConnell's fault. Yeah, it's partly his fault because he snubbed Pelosi. Pelosi's not going to snub him. Whose fault it's going to be? I'll tell you what's going to happen. All right. The American people are the ones that's going to suffer. They're going to suffer like no other. The Democrats are rich. The Republicans are rich. They don't care about this. They just want to fucking make a point. Here's what I would do. All right? I would read your voters' pamphlet. This is just an advice. You can tell me to fuck off. It's cool. But I would vote them all out. Get some new people in there. They might care for the American people. Because the American people are hurting. When 40 million people go homeless, the eviction moratorium ain't standing in courts right now. There's no money. If I was running things, my opinion here, I would do a standalone bill, which I would tell Mitch McConnell, look, we're going to do a standalone bill. We're not putting any other fat in it. We're going to give $1 trillion for unemployment benefits and stimulus checks. Have them pass it, sign it into law. Another bill saying that there'd be money for eviction moratoriums, money for eviction, housing and rental assistance and so forth. Now, the reason the Republicans don't want to do it is because there's unemployed people that own houses and they're going to lose their houses. Now, I agree with Pee Wee the other day. We were talking about a guy that does a weekly chat on the porch. People are driving Cadillacs and Jaguars and Mercedes and whatever else rolls to the food bank. These fucking dipshits won't give up their cars. That can pay their bills right there unless they finance it. I mean, look at it. There's too many greedy assholes out there that don't want to park their cars. They don't want to part with their yachts. They don't want to part with their planes. They don't want to part with anything to make themselves better during a pandemic. These are the people that want others to pay for them. Look at my apartment manager. She sends letters. Please donate to my husband. He's dying. He needs a heart transplant. She owns a fucking farm with like 1,280 acres in eastern Washington. Nothing but deep freezers and cows and farm equipment and everything else. You need a heart transplant, sell the fucking farm, bitch. Plain and simple. But no, she won't do that. She wants to fucking milk off the fucking people like Chloe or myself. Which my lawyer said if I donated, that would be, and they tried to evict me, that would be a conflict of interest. I donated to her, not to be used in court. I'd get evicted, but so the manager get fired. You see? She's asking all of the tenants in 5 buildings, fucking Republican, to pay, or Democrat, whoever she is, pay for her husband's heart transplant because she doesn't want to part with anything. She owns a $100,000 Airstream. She won't part with that to downsize for to give the money. No, people like us should donate generously because we care. We're in a pandemic. I'm not going to jeopardize losing food money for some guy who needs a heart transplant. Ain't flying. It ain't flying with me. Plain and simple. You see where we're going with this? My opinion. So, tell you what's going to happen. I ask you all tonight to think about your opinions. I accept everyone's opinions. I don't get into arguments. Chloe, on the other hand, yeah, you can't negotiate with her. She's like a stump. She won't. She's one way, Biden all the way. Me, I'm not. I'm a person. And because of it, I won't debate. When I speak my opinion, okay, my opinion is I'm not a left-wingist. I'm not a right-wingist. I'm a person with my own decisions and my own opinions. I go to so many news channels and outlets, so many videos. I'm surprised I haven't been tacked on with all the videos Sister Pee-wee gave me for excess usage on YouTube with the internet company, jokingly aside, because, you know, I'm just upset. That people are, I want you to all to hear my wisdom. And that is, if you're going to be either for Trump or Biden, that's great. We can debate it. But it's 74 days till the fucking election. When the election's over, we can sit down and discuss the last 74 days, who won and who lost, okay? And I've spoken about many things. Those many things are be courteous, be gracious, be compassionate, let everyone have their opinions, and don't belittle them. Don't tear them down, and don't tell them to vote blue across the board or red across the board. If you are, as Chloe say, a Trump-tard, or a Trumpian, or a Bidenian, or a Harrison, good for you. Me? My family in Oregon, who I love dearly, knows who I'm going to vote for already. We talked about it. But I'm not sharing that with you all right now because they know in the next 74 days, the tides could change. Now, honestly, the only thing I can say for a certainty with my own heart and soul is Donald Trump's a businessman, okay? He knows what he's doing. But there's a lot of people out there that are buying in to the mainstream media rhetorics that's making this giant fucking quagmire And no, not, hey, out goes it. Let's go get drunk and go giggly, giggly. No, I'm not talking about Quagmire. Glenn Quagmire or his dad, Ida Quagmire. I'm talking about an actual conundrum, a quagmire, where we're stuck. And until the election's over, as Gail said, we need to basically wait and see. The future isn't written. Doc Brown said this himself. Everyone's positive Donald Trump's going to win. I'm not so sure. I'm not so sure because my forecasts, and so far I've been pretty damn accurate, and that scares me. I was hoping when I was sitting here watching videos from Pee Wee and others, hoping, praying that Kamala Harris wasn't going to be the vice president. He could have done better, but no. The only way he's going to get elected is if he sits around, doesn't sling mud to Donald J. Trump, and let Donald J. Trump look like an asshole. And he sits there and says he's speaking truth. He's not taking away guns. He is. He's not, he's saying that coronavirus will get him in the White House. Really? Yeah. If you have, and here's something I want to talk to you about, okay? Now, not many people know this, okay? You can call me a crackpot, you can call me a kook, you can call me insane, but has anyone ever fucking thought, okay? Let me put it to you this way, from both parties' perspective on both sides of the coin, right? I'm not a prophet or a seer, but has anyone ever sat there and deep think in the evening while watching movies, trying to figure out the president's next move? Turns around, he says mail-in ballots were frauds, right? Democrats used that. The media sucked it up for 2+ weeks in the newspaper. All of a sudden, the Democrats are going to probably get mail-in ballots. That means that changes the tides. But here's the other side of the coin. The Republicans, they're trying to do everything to contain this virus. And yet, the American people know, Joseph Biden said this, that he would basically make masks mandatory, even in your fucking house. Yeah. I don't think I would like to see Sister Pee Wee wearing a mask in her fucking house because some jackboot makes it law in January. They're talking about how the virus will spread again in fall and winter. Maybe. A lot of people are afraid of it, but they're not even giving themselves a chance to go to work. The Democrats are using everything they can to win. I mean, look, the Democrats are probably the ones that told the fucking post office secretly to slow down. I live in a blue state. The mail is fucking delayed. I can't even see my electric bill yet. And I go to every day before bed between 7 and 8, I check informed delivery. No email, no mail. Now, here's the problem, okay? Here's the theory, all right? The Democratic Party doesn't like Donald Trump. They never have. They're doing everything they can to stonewall everything, okay? Mitch McConnell's helping. But Mitch McConnell's now telling his boys to distance themselves till after the election so they can get reelected. However, what's the Democrats doing? Well, the Democrats want Donald Trump. Think about this. I know I could debate this with Pee Wee, and she'd probably think I'm a crackpot, but I love Pee Wee no matter what. Think of it this way. The Republicans, they're saying that if 40 million people went homeless, that's 40 million less votes. Republicans win. The Democrats are thinking 40 million people homeless, we can rebuild their lives. Once we get Biden in, he signs a bill with Kamala Harris, $2,000 a month, universal basic income or more. They might just give more or whatever. But that means, let's put it this way, $2,000 a month doesn't mean shit to most people when no one thinks of this. The mortgage things, they had foreclosure. That's on their fucking credit record for 7 years. fucking eviction record. That's on their record permanently. Do they realize that even if you give $2 or $3 grand a month, that most people might be living in travel trailers? They'll have to buy a trailer and put it in a little trailer lot, and the entire family might be living in a 35-foot or 40-foot fifth wheel or travel trailer, and they'd have to get a towing apparatus for it, truck. Doesn't anyone realize that what the Democrats are doing is playing with everyone's lives? I mean, this isn't just about getting rid of Donald Trump. This is the American people's lives. And no one sees it for what it is. We'll screw over the fucking 40 million people that's homeless. We won't give them anything. Eventually, the 40 million people that are homeless with being evicted from their apartments or their homes they're buying with no jobs for two reasons. One, the Republicans know that they can get back to work. They can put in safety measures to get back to work. But the Democrats are stonewalling liability. Liability might be a good thing. Simple. If the companies and hospitals do their job right, then there should be no liability. But no, they want to stonewall this. They say that's a no-brainer, no deal. The Republicans are doing what they can, but every side is saying that unless Mitch McConnell puts in his skinny cow bill, help with eviction moratoriums, which only basically says that they can live in their house and accumulate a massive bill. There's people out there donating to others on GoFundMe right now to cover it. But if I ever was going to be homeless and I needed to buy a trailer, no one would help me on GoFundMe. I'm just too fucking weird. So there you go. But here's the thing. African-American woman with 2 children had a bill of $11,500. I don't know what happened, but she got it paid down with GoFundMe. Wow. African-American, but someone like me, they wouldn't even think twice to put a dime into GoFundMe to get me a trailer to make sure I don't go homeless. Literally. I've had friends set up GoFundMe. Didn't work when I was almost evicted. Next. The Republicans aren't putting in the moratorium because they know it just delays the evictions. Now, they offered $1 trillion. They could put in rental assistance, $500 million or $1 trillion. That would help the Americans. But you know what? The Republicans aren't thinking. So, to me, both sides are playing to 40 million people being homeless. But with no jobs, which, by the way, the Republicans know they can just all get up and go back to work. But some people say, oh, the jobs went away at the dodo birds. It's not coming back. That's certain fields. I mean, literally. I mean, look, let's break it down in the hospitality industry, the food industry. Say, for example, Pee-wee's husband lost his job. The job went away at Dodo Bird. And say KFC, there's a KFC where she lives. I don't know. And he tried to apply. Most likely, the people that are already working on the drive-through menu or the curbside pickup is the one that's going to have the job still. They're not going to hire new people, so he's screwed. You see, they're only going to keep the people they already have. So if 75 million people are unemployed, they're not going to saturate going to McDonald's because McDonald's only needs a certain amount through curbside pickup and drive-through. They don't need anyone else. They won't hire anyone else. That's a job. Some people will keep it. So, again, you got to look at the big fucking picture here. The entire economy is collapsing. Mostly, it's the Democrats' fault. I'll tell you why. No one sees this. The Democrats want Donald Trump out so bad that you, the sheeple, will follow the lies of unemployment. Oh, he'll give $600 or more. He's going to fix Social Security. They use Social Security tactics every fucking election. Common sense. People say, oh, they'll just get it into the general fund. No, they won't. They're not going to tap into the Social Security Trust Fund. That's the fucking truth. Eventually, they'll fix it. Thing is they're using so many fucking fear tactics, the Democrats. The virus is bad. You must stay home. The virus is bad. You must order your groceries online. The virus is bad. There's no jobs. Keep filing for unemployment. The virus is bad. Yet the Republicans know they can go back to work. The Republicans know that if they went back to work and not looked for a handout like the little orphan Oliver saying, please, sir, can I have some more? The Democrats would get off their ass and work. I talked to my cousin Dinky. She wants to go back to work, but she's stuck at home until the governor orders her back to work. Rumor has it she was supposed to be back to work August 6th, supposedly, by what I read. Didn't happen. When the virus hits its plateau and people can get it back to work, they will start to move to phase 3 in a lot of states, in a lot of counties, and then phase 4. And masks might be mandatory for a while, but guess what? Masks save lives. Now, the Democratic Party will do anything they can to destroy Donald Trump. They will. They will do whatever it takes to make 40 million people homeless and say 60 million people with no unemployment. They're using that leverage. They're holding stimulus checks hostage. And the true reason is they're butting heads with Mitch McConnell. He didn't pass the HEROES Act. They're not passing the HEALS Act. And then the Democrats aren't going to pass the fucking third bill. Most of the people that believe in their constituents around the country are representatives from Congress and the Senate. Even the president knows this, that if the skinny cow bill gets approved, which Mitch McConnell thinks he can, Democrats in the House will not fucking pass it. Even my Republican person said this is not a bill that he would vote on due to the fact that it is a skinny thing. If they focused on just piecemealing everything, they can get everything done by September 30th, which means stimulus checks, which could be bigger, housing moratorium, and housing forgiveness loans, and rent assistance, and other things like liability. But instead, the Republicans are basically now getting chewed out by Pelosi herself. And Pelosi said she's not wasting her time on Mark Meadows or Treasury Mnuchin, the Secretary of Treasury Mnuchin, Stephen Mnuchin, because it's a waste of her time until they give her more money. Well, I think it's time that either we vote them all out of office or we contact our constituents, our representatives in Senate and Congress, and beg them to pass individual fucking bills to get this passed, because they're both basically drawing it out. They're butting heads with each other. The American people are going to suffer, and when they do, it might be someone else that they'll vote for. They might not even vote for Biden or Trump. No one knows. Look, Gail's completely right. We don't know until the election's over. So, Gail, I told Gail, maybe I should just leave YouTube for 75 days. She said, don't run. She says, you need to get it out there to let people know your opinion. As long as we don't ram it down each other's throats, and we basically sit there and we have a great debate and a great discussion without attacking people's opinions, and say, look, my gut feeling says from everything I've read, this is what I was telling Gail, that Biden's the next president. She says, well, more likely we don't know, but you could be right and you could be wrong. But I think Gail's still surprised about my calling Harris as the vice presidential nomination. And that's because she wants to give like a UBI, a universal basic income of $2,000 or more per person during the pandemic. That includes Social Security people. Every Social Security person out there on SSI, retirement, survivors, railroad veterans, or disability insurance will glad to have an extra $2,000 in their pocket every month to do whatever they wish. Let me tell you this. Fall's coming next month. First day of fall is like September 21st or something. Because of it, and that is September 22nd. Sales closed. And so because of it, that could be a new spike of viruses between then and December 22nd when first day of winter sets in, right before Christmas. And so that's the other thing you got to think about. Which side are you on? Me, as I told Gail, I'm not going to run, but I want everyone to express their opinions and thoughts in a respectful manner without, like my father-in-law, I messaged him, without ramming it down my throat that I either got to vote Biden all the way, blue down the line, or vote red all along the way. I mean, look, in my opinion, the American people are suffering. And because of it, you need to ask yourself, which side are you on? Are you on the side of everyone's opinion matter under the First Rights Amendment of the Constitution? Or your opinion only matters, and you want to basically tell everyone to vote blue across the board or red across the board? Look, let me tell you a story before I go. The reason I don't believe in Fox News or CNN is they misconstrue so much shit on both sides. And frankly, I don't like the newspapers because they print their own opinions. It's like watching The Emperor with Matthew Fox and Tommy Lee Jones. He gave his opinion of exonerating the Emperor. He says this isn't a verdict. This is just your fucking opinion. My opinion is simple. Same thing. I watched The Emperor last night. My thing is, the American people, we all have to sit back and embrace each other out of love, courtesy, caring. We shouldn't be ramming it down people's throats. Vote red across the board. Vote blue across the board. If you don't vote red, your vote doesn't count. Trump's going to get in. That's not the way the democracy works. Every vote is a count, and every vote is a voice by the people, for the people, by the people, which we elect our officials. If people turn around and say your vote doesn't count, Trump's going to get in, then you need to take a long, hard look at people's lives. Same with my father-in-law. If he's not fucking voting, he doesn't get opinion. That's how I see it. Now, we can all have a great debate without ramming it down everyone's fucking throat, whether who's going to win or not. Gail's completely right, and I respect Gail's opinion. She's right. She said it in the chat in the last video. We don't know what's going to happen. We can only speculate. Hey, Joe, I'm fine. I was getting ready to log off soon and send out some mail, check the mailbox, even though there's nothing, But we had a debate in the last video, Joe, where a lot of people were severely opinionated and was trying to say that my opinion doesn't matter, between the presidential elections, stimulus checks, unemployment. We even got into a debate about my opinion is if, honestly, if Hell's Angels are really badass, then why doesn't Hell's Angels deal as a badass group to deal with the Democrats or the Republicans or get the country on its feet if they're that badass? I mean, I'm not afraid of Hell's Angels. I don't care about Hell's Angels. I don't care about any motorcycle gang. I don't care about the KKK. Someone in the last video said KKK lives matter. I literally had to ban that motherfucker's ass. But my opinion is, I'm not trying to rip anyone a new asshole. I'm just asking nicely for everyone to have some common courtesy and respect everyone's opinions. Then this channel will go along fine. I don't like people fucking coming in here and pointing fingers that I'm a Republican. or pointing the finger that I'm a flake, or pointing the finger that I'm left-wing, right-wing, or extremist. I'm neither. I look at everything from my own point of view. And I'm tired of people trying to ram it down my throat to vote one way or the other. Let's get, like Gail said, she told me to do this video and explain to the American people that if you're 18 or over, that includes you, Joe, and you want to vote Donald Trump, that's your opinion. If you want to vote Biden, that's your opinion. But at least your voice will be heard by the American people. Now, I don't know the whole deal with the post office, okay? But I'm getting my gut feeling states the post office is being delayed because of the Democrats. They want to do anything they can to make Donald Trump look fucking bad. And they're just standing back and letting Donald Trump throw mud at them. I mean, look. Here's a deal. Here's advice running a campaign. If you're going to run a campaign, I beg you, all of you, with all my heart, to not to sling mud at each other. One party will look bad. The other party is going to look bad. If you run a clean campaign, then there's no dirt on anyone. But everyone wants to sling mud on the Democrats. Everyone wants to sling mud on the Republicans. Excuse me for a second. I need to go to the bathroom. I will be right back. I'd like to share something else real quick. My opinion is welcome to my channel, Mr. or Miss Lime. The thing is that people want Donald Trump as their leader, so be it. I'm not saying one way or another. I've said this time and time again in my own opinion, in my own channel, that this is a personal choice. And I don't want anyone to be basically being rude, crude, or demanding that a person should vote one way or the other. Look, Gail said it herself the best tonight. You can have all the stats saying that Donald Trump's going to win and then Biden will win. You can have all the stats saying and everything lined up that Biden's going to lose and Trump's going to win. Again, we don't know. It's just a 50-50. We have 74 days till the election. We might as well utilize that time to discuss on this channel without ramming down people's throats opinions of one-sided opinion. I take all sides. I just basically feel that if people keep pushing me towards calling me an asshole because stimulus checks are dead until at least September, and then they might be dead until October, and then they'll be dead after the election. We all have to dwell on taking care of ourselves over begging for $1,200 meager check that ain't going to do jack shit for the people. I mean, look, maybe they need to give $1,200 for 3 or 4 months in one lump sum. Wouldn't that be good? Excuse me for 1 second. I do got to disappear. I will be right back. And then I can prepare my dinner and then watch a movie. Because this video has been long enough to tell you my opinions. And my opinion is that we as in people well, I actually agree with you completely, Mr. and Miss Slime. It's the way it is. They're also hurting the American people. If you've been following politics like I have for years, the Democrats are basically turning around and trying to make 40 million people homeless. So when they go to the polls, they will vote the Republicans out because the Republicans didn't pass a bill that they liked. The truth of the matter is the Democrats are actually turning around and not letting any of the Republican bills pass because they think it's too little money. Again, they're stonewalling everything. Be right back.
That is so hilarious. That was
Okay. There we go. Sorry about that. I can take my shoes off, prepare dinner. Get some junk. Free catalog. I want to go buy some cigars. It's not time for cigar smoking, but anyways. Well, it's not just that they're using that tone. A lot of Americans, as I spoke about, Mr. and Miss Slime, it's not about that. The main reason is the number one voting is Donald Trump, and they're saying, what's this? So, that's nothing. Useless crap. Again, we're in a pandemic. People like to pester people. So, anyways, the bottom line is the American people are suffering. And because of it, each party is trying to make the other party either lose 40 million votes for homelessness because they're not putting in moratoriums or eviction, rental assistance, etc. Or two is they want to basically collapse the country and economy by doing it their way, which means digital currency or whatever. Whatever the reason is, we don't know the secret agenda of the Democratic. Well, yes, we know Democrats want to take away guns, but Biden's not talking about that. That's the thing. Biden ain't talking about anything. Biden's talking about None of that. He's allowing Donald Trump to sling words like, Joe Biden's a crippled, senile old man, and Kamala Harris is nasty. If that's the best he can do, they're going to basically stand strong and basically try to defeat him. But they're also using the point that the American people need help. Donald Trump knows the American people need help, but his hands are tied because the American people are hurting. That's the real truth. They're allowing this to continue. The American people are suffering. The American people are trying to take the Democrats want to take guns away, and if the Democrats get their way, guns will be taken, but they're not talking about it. What they're talking about is the American people are hurting, and they're trying to play on the fears of the American people. They can't go back to work. I don't remember what the weekly jobs rate number was for this week. So last week it was under 963,000 unemployed. So let me see. So they're talking about sorry, the jobs number was like 1.4 million or something signed, and and it was literally sad, the jobs number are up there, Oh, well, yeah, it's because they believe in Black Lives Matter. Black Lives Matter means burn, loot, and murder. And frankly, that is downright wrong. Ah, here they are. The problem is Black Lives Matter is demanding to defund the police, which means we'd have more murders, more lootings, more rapes, and we can't let these thugs do what they're doing. But we can't not let the Democratic government get away with doing jack shit either. I mean, they're basically doing what they're doing. I was trying to have a debate earlier. A couple moderators backed me up, other moderators left. And the point is, the American people, are tired of the BLM movement. Literally, they're as bad as Antifa, and nothing's being done. The American people are like, So that is something I wanted to share with you all. Black Lives Matter. They want to defund the police.
For yourself?
Yeah.
Mac and cheese?
Yeah, I'm making my mac and cheese.
You watch a movie?
Yeah, I'm going to watch Patton, I think.
Okay. Well, is that one movie we watched last night, that McDonald?
The one where you got mad. No, that's MacArthur. You said it sucked. So
what's Patton like?
It's a 76 movie. The guy that made The Godfather that we watched, he basically directed it, and he got Oscars for it. It's basically the legendary tank General Patton. But anyways, the point is the American people are suffering, and the Democrats and the Republicans are using the suffering for their own political agenda. Now, if I can understand the agenda in the next 75 days, I will undercover it. But right now, you got too many people from both sides, the pro-Bidens and the pro-Trumps, duking it out for dominance on who should be voting for what, when, where, and why. I'm not going to vote for Biden. I'm not going to vote for Trump right now. My thing is if Trump wants my vote, he's going to have to start rounding up the Black Lives Matter movement, arrest them all, and throw them in the gulag. Otherwise, no deal. Literally, everyone is throwing out there the Social Security thing. I've been following politics since I was 2 years old, and my mama used to say they're always kicking the can when it comes to Social Security, but they've never once touched it. Well, CNN might be, but Fox News does too. I don't trust Fox News or CNN. I like reading CNN's useless crap. I also read all the newspapers in the country that I can get my hands on without subscribing. And if I have to subscribe, well, I subscribe to the Washington Post. They got some good opinion pieces, but that's all they are, opinion pieces. Thing is the Washington Post is, well, Jeff Bezos' pet project. If he could own every newspaper in the country, I bet you he would. Oh, and if Mr. Bezos, you're watching this, don't get any ideas of buying any other newspapers. I don't want to see your name on every newspaper in the country. Seattle Times, New York Times, the Cleveland Plain Dealer.
So what does he want eventually? This planet to be named Planet Bezo?
I hope not.
Planet Amazon?
I hope not.
Or what? The United States of Amazon?
I hope not.
For the United States of Bezo. What about, the Planet Bezo or Planet Amazon? Oh, yeah, he's going to call it the Bezo Galaxy, formerly known as the Milky Way Galaxy.
Yeah. But my point is, I don't believe in Fox News. I don't believe in CNN. I don't believe in this. I do read all the mainstream media to put together the pieces from both sides so I know what's going on. Mostly, the mainstream media is pointing to being against Donald Trump, and that upsets me to no end. And so, to me, I think it's time that we talk, and like I said, we have to respect everyone's wishes. Well, hello, Chad. So, but like I said, Mr. and Mrs. Slime, I do not believe in Fox News either, or CNN. You can give me Fox News links all day and I'll watch them, but I won't believe anything anyways. You can give me CNN links, same thing. My father-in-law believes in CNBC and Rachel Maddow. Of course, that woman hates Trump with a passion. So, you know how that is. So I thought I'd share that with you. How are you doing, Chad? So the look, see, this is why we're, Mr. and Mrs. Slime. I don't mind your opinions. I love the shirt. Oh, this was my husband's shirt. Yeah. Unless you're talking about the boobs. Well, then, most men like boobs anyway. So I don't mind boobs. So, but anyways, yeah. So, thank you. It was my husband's. When he wore this, I said, I have to have one. So he went and bought me one too. So when he died, I kept his shirt too. I also got some of his favorite shirts too I can wear. He was a Cleveland Indians fan. So, anyways, yeah, see? 8-bit era. I grew up with the old square box toaster. Oh, I have a lot of stuff that reminds him of me. I have his dog, too. I also have his ashes in his urn right over there. So, I also wear his robe every night before bed. I put it on and, enjoy a glass of wine and, but anyways, after 5 days of trying to avoid meats, I decided to go and use up the mac and cheese that was going to go bad soon. So I'm going to make it up, tonight. That's what I'm cooking late. But I decided to do this video, Chad, because there was a lot of one-way opinions all over today. Now, one of my moderators, Gail, basically said this video should be made because people need to know that the presidential election is not just one-sided. It's two-sided. We all can have an opinion and respect our opinions without basically, my father-in-law, for example, thinks I should vote blue across the board. Other people think I need to vote red across the board. The only one that truly knows my voting habits this election is my family in Oregon. They know exactly who I'm voting for. I'm already told them. But the point is we all have to wait and see how well the election plays out for the next 74 days, or until we go to the polls, or until we even get an electoral ballot, And so a lot of people are getting angry, there's the one-sided Biden or all, there's the one-sided Trump or all, and then you got the people that are posting, too many things, And one of the things I was telling Gail, my moderator, tonight on the phone was, we all have an opinion. We can share our opinions. But as my mom says, politics and religion don't mix. Politics alone don't mix. You can make enemies. So that's why you talk about it in a safe environment. The other thing I was going to say is the American people, 18 or over, has their own opinion. It's called freedom of speech, freedom of choice, freedom of liberties, freedom of religion, which is the First Rights Amendment. So people that are 18 years old that can join the military, they made their decision. People that are 18 years old that vote, they made their decision. However, as I said, the taxes and cutting out 3 years of taxes for anyone 18 or over that can't buy alcohol or cigarettes or guns, that's where I draw the line, where they're basically getting too evasive for these Democrat douchebags that want people to be soldiers. That's all it is. They want fucking people to be soldiers. So, so I don't mean to bark up, toot my own horn or anything, but, when I've done this channel for since March or late February, early March, when it came to stimulus checks, I basically called it when checks were coming and etc. And I was completely accurate. And then recently I called it when, everyone said that Kamala Harris wasn't going to be on the ticket. She was. And so, again, that was a complete accurate count due to the fact that stimulus checks, people are demanding $2,000 if they lose their homes. And if they lose their homes, then Biden and Kamala Harris will give $2,000, like a UBI, a universal basic income, and people can live. Hell, they can give $3,000 a month. Everyone would get it, even people on disability, until the pandemic's over. Fortunately, they're waiting for 40 million people to be homeless and everything else to hit the fan before they decide to make any determinations, And so, to me, I've called it. But unfortunately, the problem is with the American people is there's only two ways to go in the election. One is Biden campaign or Trump, unless you're one of these weirdos that want libertarian or Green Party or socialist or communist. So the point is again, the American people are suffering, and there's only two sides. You're either for the Biden camp or the Trump camp. And I'm not going to put my baskets in the Trump camp yet, okay? But I'm not voting for Biden either. So people say there's only two choices. There's more than two choices. I could put Mickey Mouse in for president too if I wanted, and give Mickey Mouse a vote, because, it's our God-given right to vote, and our God-given rights as the First Rights Amendment. Now, everyone knows that guns will be taken away, and they're not talking about that. They're talking about economy, businesses, etc. We just got to wait and see. With 74 days till the election, it's just going to be amazing what happens in the next 74 days, okay? Now, I do, like I said, like to read various news articles, different things between Forbes, CNN. I do read Fox from time to time, CNBC, CBS, NBC, ABC. And I honestly, I read it to laugh. Everyone is throwing dirt out there on Donald Trump. And frankly, at times, I don't think they're giving the man a fair trial. I mean, literally, the Democrats for 3.5 years have hated him, and they'll do anything they can to get rid of him. The next is doing what they can to vote him out, even if it means costing 40 million people homeless to vote him out. Then they'll point the fingers at the Republicans, and next thing you know, if the 40 million sheeple follow, Joe Biden will be the next president. And I'm calling this right now that there's going to be a lot of people hurt. There's a lot of people out there that are African American that claim that they need people to donate to GoFundMe. I'm sorry, but if you're unemployed and you're sitting at home with your kids and you can't work because of the pandemic, then maybe you need to get off your lazy ass and do something. Literally, the American people are suffering, but you're making it suffering bad by not getting a job. The only fear you have is fear itself. FDR said that. The New Deal came out, and look what happened. We're going to need a new deal, I think, to get through this, but I don't think a new deal from Biden and Harris are the options. But we know Donald Trump won't. But thing is the Democrats, okay, literally, they're playing sides. They're basically, I've said this many times, they're both playing sides of the fence. You either have the Civil War, where you have the Union, or you have the Confederates. Instead, let's just put it this way. The Democrats believe they're the Union, and the Confederates are the Trump followers. And there's only two sides. And so let's just say the Union knows to cripple the Confederates, or the American people, let's just say the country. They're going to go ahead and basically turn around, and what are they going to do? And they're going to basically destroy 40 million people's lives to get Biden in the office, to restructure China so we can do business with them again, to destroy the entire economy, and then blame it on Trump. when he's been, thing is, they're going to do anything they can in their greedy, grubby little powers to do anything. Now, I know Pee Wee said it's between right and wrong. Now, Gail was right in the conversation on the phone where she says, we don't know what's going to happen. We must accept it if Biden gets in. Plain and simple. We can't just sit there and basically speculate Trump's going to win. When someone says Trump's going to win, there's no ifs, ands, or buts. There's a lot of people out there. Even my family says, and here's my family's opinion, okay? My family's opinion was visiting them. They said, we can only speculate that Trump is going to win or Biden. We can speculate, but they said, and others said around the island, that we can speculate. We can only guess. It's like Gail said. We can only guess that the American people will vote for Biden or Trump. Now, Biden gets enough support because everyone's afraid of Social Security, and he gets 130 million votes because of people on Social Security, disability, retirement, survivors, railroad veterans, and SSI. That's 130 million votes going to Biden over a lie. They always lie about Social Security. They always have, and they always will. I know this. I mean, literally, everyone wants to believe that the virus will just magically go away. It's dying down, but a next wave could head. We got to stay on our toes. Fortunately, the Democrats will do anything they can to discredit Donald Trump. Look, the Democrats are going to use the executive order from the eviction moratorium saying the courts don't have any stand on it. So when Donald Trump's executive order doesn't work and people are going to be homeless because it says the Treasury Secretary has to find money to help these people, he's not doing it, they're going to vote Democrat. They lost their home and everything. Fuck it. Donald Trump's out. And that's what's going to happen. They're going to use the base to basically vote him out due to the fact that they're homeless. And on top of that, they're going to do anything they can to basically blame Donald Trump for the virus. He can't contain it. To they're homeless because of Donald Trump. To the stimulus didn't get passed because Donald Trump offered a bigger stimulus check for everyone and didn't get it. To everything else. I mean, literally, what they're doing is slinging mud against each other. And as long as the American people buy into it, the sheeple will follow. And when the sheeple follow and they vote Biden in, the entire economy goes to depression. I mean, look, we're going down that path right now. But, I mean, like Gail said, we have 74 days until election. We can't forecast who's going to win. Everyone says, oh, Trump's going to go in, Trump's going to win, Trump's going to win. There's a lot of people out there that's calling my channel the channel for crackpots. I heard this today from someone else. They said it's the channel of crackpots because I got me basically saying we're going into a depression. And Chloe says we're going into a depression. And then I got a one moderator that flips. Democrat, Republican, Democrat, Republican. Another moderator who is here tonight, God bless you, Joe, who doesn't want stimulus checks for the American people? Fuck him. He must be a crazy crackpot. Me, a coot, because, and then they're calling everyone else, other moderators insane. Like, I mean, every one of my loyal followers has a name, basically, like, this is the crackpot channel because it's conspiracists. We just have to embrace Biden. Well, I'm not embracing Biden. And then some people call this the racist channel. We don't want Kamala Harris. She's a great black, strong woman to be vice president. It's not time. I always thought it wasn't time for Obama. Look what happens. The American people said they wouldn't vote for another African American, male or female, in the next 100 fucking years. That tells you right there what we need to know. And then you got people thinking that this is an anti-trans channel because I'm not for transgender people, gays, lesbian, bis, or African American trans people. The thing is, it's far from it. We have 74 days till election, and I don't want people trying to ram down that I must vote all blue across the state. Look, I know transgender people. I know 3 fucking transgender people. Great people, by the way, lovely people. They'll live in fucking Texas. They think they can flip the state fucking blue. Well, maybe, but their votes are only 3 votes against the entire state. I mean, Jose, who I love dearly, lives in Texas. I don't bring up politics to him. If I said, "Hey, hon, do you think Texas is going to flip blue?" and he might say, "Oh, I hope so," because he likes me, and I don't want to see him getting attacked because he's in love with me. So to me, it is a great love for me to love back because I do care for him. That I don't want him attacked at work or on the street because he supports a trans woman or hermaphroditic woman. I mean, look, the American people are suffering. And because of it, there's too many variables out there. We can't forecast the election. Gail said it herself. If God chooses Biden, God chooses Biden. If God chooses Trump, God chooses Trump. If God puts and decides to drop in a new secret virus that's worse than coronavirus. Well, she didn't say that, but she said if God wants to wipe out everyone with I think she said like a virus or pestilence, as they call it, then he will. It's God's choice. Look, I love Gail dearly too. But we can't basically speculate that we're at war with China right now. I can't find any info. But I also am following everything I can to make this channel great so we all have great debates without getting at each other's throats. We shouldn't. Look, I don't follow the left wing. I don't follow the right wing. I follow both sides. Even if I have to go through different channels, most of the left wing crap is everything happens. But the American people, they're suffering. And they're suffering for a reason. And so, CNN is something I enjoy reading. I like watching their videos because their videos suck. But you know what the problem is? I'll tell you what the problem is, okay? What one person likes, another person doesn't like. Doesn't mean you guys got to be hating each other because one person likes an old movie about World War II and another person thinks the movie sucks. We all have to accept everyone's likes and dislikes. Literally. That's plain and simple. The truth and the facts. So, I love all of you. And I won't steer you wrong. As Pee Wee said, you must vote from your heart and soul. And you must also vote who you think will, with your heart and soul, you got to follow your heart and soul for voting. And yes, Richard, welcome. You got to do that too. Love your neighbor as yourself. No one's doing that anymore. Everyone's hating everyone. You got one faction against the other. Black Lives Matter. I've said this many times over why I'm against Black Lives Matter. Because in my opinion, you got to love all lives. When a vice president like Joe Biden and his Senator Kamala Harris come out and puts Black Lives Matter first and Native American, I'm Cherokee by the way, last, that really gives me the racist card. They're playing the racist card. The Native Americans aren't happy that they're all the way at the bottom. The Native Americans came first, then white man, then Asian Americans, then Africans, then Hispanics. Hispanics on the bottom because they came in last because the, whatever. But the point is you must love everyone. But Black Lives Matter, they want to murder babies. They want to murder whites. I consider them a terrorist group. You can love the people that are behind the Black Lives Matter, but you can't love what they're doing on their actions. You got to love your neighbor as yourself. Exactly, Richard. That seems interesting. How to make hot dog pastries. My little Amazon device. So, anyways, my point is we must respect everyone's wishes and respect everyone's opinions. We can't be one-sided. Father-in-law can't be one-sided either. As I told him time and time again. You're not voting, you don't get an opinion. I wasn't going to vote, but I decided this election I should because I am afraid for the country. Now, my opinions is mine, and but Gail's right. We must accept what's going on. Plain and simple. Well, that's it, We all have opinions. We just got to accept it. And that's where I stand. I stand on a precipice. Let me tell you this. If someone tries to force you to vote a certain way, just remember, you have in this country, United States of America, the first rights men, freedom of speech, freedoms of liberty, freedom of choice. Plain and simple. I'm not going to vote yet until I get all the facts. That's what I'm working on. But every day there's more fucking things that I got to truth read and fact read. And I'm trying to focus only on stimulus checks, but it's hard when we get into the box or the refrigerator where we're seeing one party sling the other for stimulus checks or unemployment or whatever. There's too many people updating stimulus check websites daily. The opinion is, in my opinion, stimulus checks are dead. This might be interesting to read. So the Seattle Times is talking about 3 routes are going to be expanded. Which routes? Edmonds, local to you, that's it. That fucking sucks. Oh, Bainbridge Island too. Yeah. See this? Former top postal service, again, is delaying the mail, right? Again, Tanya West off ballot in 5 states, easing it for Biden. See? Again, it's a bunch of bullshit. Well, Mr. and Mrs. Slime was just talking about this, so let's read this one. see. The NRA, guns are being sold like crazy. They're, as Americans, their Constitution rights to individual liberty and other sorts of patriotic pride. So it says here that in time of crisis, many of them revealed they won't actually use law enforcement to even support funding the agency that protects and even support the defunding of the police department. See? Someone's trying to seek this, saying it's a criminal enterprise, but the gun owners of America, hold on. Hold on. So if the NRA got dissolved, gun rights would be taken away. There was a bill that I wanted to, a story I want to see that disappeared. So I really want to see this bill that talked about stimulus checks, Trump. Let's see, did they actually give it back again? Because I'd like to know about that. Hmm. Mm-mm. Nothing. Let's refresh again. I'm curious about this. So the White House threatened to veto the post office bill. Doesn't surprise me. Again, the American people just basically eat that up. We'll eat it up, and again, my opinion is you're just going to basically vote him out anyways by going to the polls in droves. And it says here a governor changed some stuff after the decline. Well, let's see what he changed this time. If it loads, it's not loading. Come on, I want to load. Let's see. So bowling alleys and you pick farms. That's all he says. Okay. So that's it. Useless. There was an article, it just came up, but I don't see it anymore. Mm-hmm. What's this? Nothing. Nothing at all. Again. Hold on. Let me see if I can find it this way. I'd have to go into the Google thing itself to find it. That's it. Let's just go to Google. There. Let's see if we can pull it up here. So, anyways, something I saw that I really wanted to read it was about stimulus checks. What's this? Big switchboard review? cares? Hmm. Well, here's one. What happens if Wall Street doesn't get any stimulus checks? Hmm. So, see, bailouts will not happen until Biden gets to be president in January. Well, that's good to know. So it says a skinny deal includes 1,200 stimulus checks, 20% set equity risk maximum. So they're talking about a skinny deal. Might have stimulus checks in it. Well, let's hope so. But I saw something about it that, you know. And then this one talks about stimulus checks too. What will help? $1,200 won't last. Congress isn't simply doing enough. Okay. A form of universal basic income is what they're pushing for. Really. So the stock market is pushing for universal basic income. Isn't that interesting? Personally, I think it's about. Oh, look at this one. The Republicans are abandoning the states. Living a girl transforms a trailer into a tiny home. Would love to do that myself. I don't know. Nope, can't find that news article I wanted. I personally think it's a bunch of BS. What's this? Nope, no news. So I can't find the news I was looking for. Nope, nothing. Thought it came from CNN. I thought it was from CNN, the one I was looking for. I don't know. So the police were defunded. Well, you know, Ronald Reagan did do a lot of interesting things back then. Had to do with something, you know, on stimulus checks. I just can't find it now. I'm getting everything else except that. Maybe I'll see if CNN has it. Even though I don't like CNN, I'm just gonna, you know, look it up. Yeah, it was called drug resistance was a dare. You know, you see if there's something under here. Now it says a fact check and residents and law enforcement. You know, to bowling places. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Hmm. Nope, I don't see it anywhere on their business. Nope, can't find it. I don't know where it is, people, but it's not here anymore. It was right there on the front part of my Google thing, you know. Yeah. Yeah, I understand that one. So tell me I can't read my news now. I guess I refreshed it too many times. Now it won't let me. Go figure. But anyways, a lot of people are afraid their guns are going to be taken with the Democrats. I personally think it's BS, but it said something about, let me just see if I can Google the damn thing. It says something about Trump and the executive order and stimulus truck. Nope, Forbes said it can't be done. Nope, nothing. Oh well, whatever it was, it's gone now. Oh well, I should have clicked on it anyways, but anyways, let me get my dinner put together. I'll eat it while we talk. Yeah, well, I didn't know about the Republicans, but one of my moderators today, we got into it about certain things I don't really care about, like the uh, they were talking about how Hell's Angels are badass. They do what they want. If Hell's Angels is so badass, like, I believe the French Foreign Legion's badass, okay? We won't go into the details of the Legion. 6 months boot camp is pretty good. So what I was trying to say earlier on this video, Tofu, was we all have to respect everyone's opinions and wishes. You know, we can't ram down everyone's throat. You know? Well, well, yeah, but you know, I won't buy a Chinese-made rifle anyways. But still, my opinion is the American people need to think about what they're doing. My opinion is the American people need to vote from their heart, not be told they got to vote a certain way. My father-in-law thinks, Tofu, I should vote blue across the board. My family members think I need to vote red across the board. What's that tell you? So, you know, the thing is there's too many people out there, you know, thinking one way or the other, and are always trying to change people's opinions and minds. Me, I feel it to be brainwashing. My family in Oregon, Tofu, knows exactly who I'm voting for. It's my business. What do you think of this Biden-Harris administration idea? I mean, you must have some information. You know? Well, yeah, exactly. Me and my husband used to go through the voters pamphlet and go through every one by doing some checks, online, and we would check to make sure we vote accordingly. Sometimes my husband was like, hey, my nickname was Trixie. He'd be like, hey, Trixie, this one here is really good. And I'd go through it and be like, well, they don't meet my criteria, but we never argued about politics. He used to say, oh, okay, you can vote who you want. Whereas other people out there, turn around, Kentucky, and they tell me that I need to vote Biden because we need to vote Trump out. Doesn't that sound like brainwashing? What about, well, social media, yes, but I'm not on Facebook. I'm on Instagram. I don't see anything on Instagram. I don't subscribe to many people on Twitter, so my feed's pretty clean. The only thing I can say, Tofu, for certain is I don't see much media crap on YouTube except a commercial from time to time saying Biden needs money for his campaign or Trump. Otherwise, I don't see any of the crap. I do subscribe to a place called, which I laugh at, Republican Voters Against Trump, RVAT. I find it to be the most interesting channel to watch at times. Yeah, well, my mom used to say, it's your God-given right to vote, but your vote also is your own opinion. As an adult, you're 18 or over, you can smoke, you can drink, you can make your own decisions, where you don't need someone to tell you, Chloe is really disgusted on Facebook, where you get these pro-Trumpers saying that Trump's going to be reelected, no ifs, ands, or buts. The media is basically hates Trump. Trump's going to win. Biden has no chance. Yeah, et cetera, Well, yeah, I'm going to vote on the election side, but the president, vice president, I mean, honestly, my opinion is that I'm still trying to being learning disabled, I'm trying to make out who's the right candidate. And I don't think Biden-Harris is the right candidate. Biden's old and Harris is, well, don't call me racist, but I don't think it's time for an African-American president. Plain and simple. I never thought Obama was, it was the right time for him either. When it came to Obama and McCain, I chose McCain. I went Republican, When it came to Bush, I went with Bush. But, I'm getting tired of people saying, you got to vote one way, and that's Trump's way. Or you got to vote Biden, and Biden's the only way. You were in the Air Commando unit for 24 years, Tofu. Doesn't the rights of the First Rights Amendment, freedom of speech, freedom of choice, freedom of religion, mean anything to anyone when they have to make their own decisions for the presidency? Or is it we're supposed to be brainwashed to follow one way? You mean with the Harris, you mean, Joe? Do you want some mac and cheese, little boy? All right, we'll give you a little mac and cheese. There you go, Mom. There you go, little boy. You got some mac and cheese. Go eat it up. Is that what you meant with Harris, you know? Well, McCain was a solid dude. Hell, I even liked Ross Perot back then, you know? Even though I was too young to vote, I still liked Ross Perot. Well, yeah, and that's the thing. I never could understand, we all know that Biden chose Kamala Harris to get the American people to vote for him when everyone goes homeless, so they can give $2,000 a month. And that's the God-given facts. Eat up, boy. I share my dinner with you, you know that. What's the sharp cheddar? I think. I don't know. We'll soak this. Ugh. Let me see. As a centrist, he helped bridge the gap between parties and got shit done. He never got nearly enough credit for it either. Oh, I agree completely with what you're saying. I mean, look at the American people now. They're blaming the Democrats and the Republicans for no stimulus checks. I still wish I could see that stimulus news. Oh, here we go. It reset itself. So the White House is going to veto the $25 billion postal thing. And that's what upsets me. If they're really that scared that, that everyone's buying into this voter fraud suppression and voter suppression. And so they're basically doing what they can to make the American people vote in numbers to get rid of him. You know? So if the president's going to veto it, then that tells you right there's a problem. I just can't find that news article. They just keep posting crap about Harris, I tell you. Well, it's close, but no cigar again. Again, we're getting close now. but nothing again. Oh well. There's so much crap between Biden and Trump and Kamala Harris. It's not even funny, you know. I just want to find that um, that story, you know, to see what it was about. A stimulus checks and executive orders, because it would be really good to know this. I'm getting tired of this news articles about Trump and Biden, you know. Now they're talking about who's paying for our stimulus checks. Right. I guess we're never going to find out. You know, they're now saying Stephen Mnuchin's trying to politicize the post office. I just want to know who the fuck, where the fuck that, you know, when the fuck will we get that fucking article? Where was it from? CNN? Wall Street Journal? Forbes? You eat your mac and cheese, Moppy? It's going to take me to hell till we get it figured out. Not so worth it. So, well, what do you think's going to happen, you guys? Who's going to run? Who's going to win? You know? Oh, I know. And everyone's basically worried about this. So he's now trying to stall the mail. I got meds that haven't even come in yet.
That sucks. You should have your meds in. I hope they fix this. I really hope that it gets fixed. I don't think it will, though.
Well, the Senate had their debate with the Postmaster General today, and on Monday, Congress will be having their heyday with the Democratic House.
Postmaster's not going to listen. He'll just come up with another thing. First, it was the one thing. Now he's turning off and unplugging all the machines.
Well, you know what he said recently. A former postmaster, high-ranking postal. We'll do the volume control, okay? A former high-ranking postal employee said that Stephen Mnuchin, Treasury Secretary, and Mark Meadows is basically pulling the plugs to get President Trump reelected by voter suppression, right?
Mm-hmm.
So let me tell you this. If a guy comes out and testifies to the Senate, and then he's testifying in Congress, and the entire media is eating it up, right? What's that going to look like? That your Secretary of Treasury basically has been thrown under the bus, saying he's trying to get Donald Trump reelected, and they're basically doing whatever they can for voter suppression. But at the same time, he also throws fucking the chief of staff of the White House under the bus too.
Yeah, but are they going to change it, or are they just going to leave?
Congress is basically hammering out a bill tomorrow. Unfortunately, Donald Trump said he's going to veto the $25 billion postal bill.
You know, if postal gets slowed down this much, he could win.
Well, he could delay ballots even coming to our mailbox in a timely manner to put him out.
Yeah, this is how he's probably going to get reelected for this. He'll get reelected because he's going to cheat and get reelected that way. He'll cheat, get reelected. The votes that didn't get in time will all be discarded. And then he gets a second term, and then we're forced to deal with it, or else. And then next election, no Republican wins because he's pulling the strings on the vote.
Look, just a little bit suspect Well, I'm suspecting it too. I mean, look, you're right. I have not seen my bills. I got 2 things today in the mail, well, 3, including a catalog that didn't even come up in informed delivery. And I mailed out 12 letters. And so 12 letters, things in my box. This is all I get. Informed delivery ain't working. I got a present coming from Jose. Hasn't come yet from Texas. I got every other gifts coming, not coming from Texas. Well, yeah, I agree. I mean, they're going to thank Donald Trump, who, as Chloe said, is pulling the strings.
And he's
not going to get reelected. It's 74 days till the fucking election.
Yeah, but they can't change the mail system.
They can't, but Congress is going to do it. The thing is look, let's debate here for a second. Congress is basically now being told that the bill is going to be delayed by the Republican president. So if Mitch McConnell offers $25 billion and the House agrees to it, or the House agrees to it, it's into the Senate and it gets vetoed, they could just go through it again and say, sign it. The president vetoes the second time. The third time, the motherfucker is going to sign it because he has to by fucking congressional under the Constitution.
It's like, well, I'm still vetoing it.
Then if he refuses, then they can basically remove him from office. He can't veto a bill a third time. It's got to be signed into law. America has a proud history of the mail. Mail coaches used to travel all over on stagecoach with stagecoach guns protecting the mail. Oh, yeah, exactly. That's the thing. Like Tofu said, you're basically paranoid. And he didn't say it that way, but I'm saying it that way because look, if the president vetoes a $25 billion bill, okay, to save the post office and get everything set for the elections, and the motherfucker vetoes it, guess what happens? Him and the Republicans look bad, mostly him. And then when they go to the poll, right, Tofu, they'll vote the bastard out because a lot of states are basically going to get up early to vote early. There's only 6 states that are doing mail voting by their constitution. Everyone else, 44 other states and territories.
6 states that are doing mail-in voting probably will get their election fucked up.
Well, not likely. Washington's trying to look into making arrangements, but look,
for mail to get there.
They're working on it. They'll even if they have to spend more money in the state to pay for UPS or FedEx, they will deliver it. Well, right now, I was told my vote because I didn't vote in the preliminary, that my that my ballot won't come in time, possibly for general election. How do you know Donald Trump's not going to screw over that because he lives in Florida, screw over everyone's vote in Florida to make it flip it to him completely because of early voting? Well, right now, I can't even get an absentee ballot. I'm still waiting for the general election to approve me for my ballot to be mailed. I should check on that, though. Let's see if my thing was on. Okay, voting in elections. Okay. Next election, November 3rd. Okay. All right. Hold on. All right, so I submitted that. All right, so it says county. Oh, what's this? Online ballot? Okay. Ballot status? No absentee found. Voter registration? Okay. It says everything's updated. Yes. I noticed. Cool. So it says here on the 19th, They sent me an acknowledgement notice. Let me see, notice. Let me read these. It says, here's your new voting card. You registered and at 18. It says right now, Congressional District 2, District Hospital 1, School District, Town, Communication Supportive Recreation. And it says right here, so Precinct 101. So and that's it. So it's telling me my things in the mail. And then this one,
I'm gonna take little dog out again.
let me see.
Poop. Floppy, I want you to poop tonight.
There we go. Doesn't say anything else. So it just says, So yeah, that's it. And that says voting history. Let's see. My voting histories. I voted in the primaries, the special election, presidential, and the primaries. So I will be voting, it doesn't say. So it says ballot status. Okay, so cool. Oh, it also tells me who my elected officials are. My elected official, governors, yada, yada, yada. Kim Wyman. Oh, this is cool. Tells me who is the city council. Wait, does this have the city council member? Cool. Okay. So it tells me right there. And it says voter centers. Let's see. And then it says voters guide. What's the voters guide? All right, well, let me log out then. I guess it doesn't say anything. Oh, log out. Here we go. So it seems I'm registered. So now I just gotta wait for a ballot. It seems cool. How to on karate. Pfft, right. Well, when I get my ballot, I'm walking down to the courthouse and I'm dropping my ballot off in the ballot box right out front of the courthouse. Then I have no problems voting. This isn't a how-to karate. This is about politics and stimulus checks and unemployment benefits, And Chloe took my dip can yet again. What a fucking bitch. She doesn't have her own dip, so she pinches my can. Go fucking figure. Now I gotta open another can. Yeah, the discovery things, This isn't a how-to, Some people I think are just trolling me. Is there any milk in here? Oh. Milk tasted funny. It's not from the farmers that I thought it was. Oh well. No, I can't complain. Now I just gotta find my keys, which they're right here. And that means I gotta open up another can because Chloe pinched my tobacco. So, anyways, you get enough food today, huh? Okay, let's just put this over here for now. And let's give you a hug. Before I do my dip. Oh, yeah. Everyone loves him. He's my mascot. Well, one of them. So your brother ate his mac and cheese, so he's good to go. You don't eat mac and cheese. Otherwise, I'd give you some mac and cheese. I don't know. Does bunnies like cheese? Hey, Google, can bunnies eat cheese?
Here's a summary from the website Rabbits Life. A bunny cannot eat cheese. Some digestive strong rabbits will be able to nibble on cheese, but that doesn't mean that they are healthy or that this is the good way to go. Dairy products are not good for rabbits.
Oh, sorry. They don't like dairy. So no cheese for you, even though you're part of the rodent family. But you know what? This guy is my livelihood too. He likes hay. Oh, by the way, I did find your bag of hay, Abed. You want in here? Oh, you want in your house? Yeah, he likes he eats grapes. I gave him some grapes the last few days, but we're not supposed to give him that many grapes. So I got a load of dishes, 2 loads of dishes tomorrow, and tomorrow I don't know if I'm going to do the hamburger helper dish or a steak. Maybe I'll decide tomorrow. Yeah, I saw some comments tonight that was funny. I got to use the restroom momentarily, but the comment was that while the American people are suffering, Mitch McConnell and Nancy Pelosi are eating steak and lobster every night. Well, he likes to eat his dry hay, the Oxbow brand. That's what he eats, and that's what we give him. We just got to get it out of Chloe's room. There we go. Done and done. Oh, he likes black. You know, Chloe goes picks blackberries daily. We have wild blackberry bushes, so he likes blackberries too, don't you? Hey Google, can bunnies eat blackberries?
On the website Rabbits Life, they say, yes, rabbits can eat blackberries, but only in moderation. Regard them only as a treat.
Yep, not when they're wilted. Yes. Nah, bunnies don't do berries. But you know what? He's so cute. Hi, baby. That guy means the world to me, you know. Literally, he just, you know. Well, I might have to look into that because we only get Western Timothy. That's what the guy told me to get. And so I've been buying Western Timothy for him. But the problem with this bunny is he is actually picky. You could put hay in his house and he'll go for the pellets every time. I mean, literally, I've given him different hays at one time and his pellets. He prefers his pellets over the hay. I don't know what it is about this little guy, but he does not eat hay that much. But then again, I keep forgetting to put hay in there anyways, and he still likes his pellets. Didn't have to do much there. I just finally decided to give him some. I guess he was really wanting some hay, I tell you. Well, you just saw me give him some Timothy, so he just went straight to the hay pile, so I guess he missed his hay. Oh, what, you want to give me kissing? Oh, yeah, you're a good boy. Yep, so now he's munching on it. So, yeah, we always keep hay on hand. It's just Chloe keeps moving the hay bag, so I can't find it. So I finally went in her room to grab some. What? No, plenty of hay. Eat up, Ebs. Yeah, I mean, I've been meaning to get. So, is there early voting in Washington? I should look that up. Oh, yeah, right here, since it knows I'm from Washington, just came up. So it says Washington mails a ballot to every register 2 to 3 weeks before the election. So keep an eye on it. Be sure to mail it back or drop in the drop box before election day. You can also vote in person if you prefer to. Washington offers early voting. So we can vote Friday to October 16th. There we go. So October 16th is early voting. Maybe I'll go waddle down there on election day and vote in person. What do you think? October 16th. That means I'm going to get my vote in before then. Praise the Lord on that one. Oh, is this that can that I was going to open? Yeah. I still got to open the can anyway. Still. So, I assume you had a rabbit when you were younger, Kentucky? So, last night I watched MacArthur. Then I watched the Flowers of War, and then I watched The Emperor. Emperor was really good again, Tommy Lee Jones. I rented it, so hopefully Chloe will be in the mood to watch those. We were kind of upset at Jojo the Rabbit, Did you know in Jojo the Rabbit at the end of the movie, it's a kid movie where the kid joins a Nazi youth group and he supports the Nazis? He turned around and there was a scene where they said kill the rabbit and he wouldn't do it, so he let the rabbit go. Anyways, at the end of the movie, there's nothing about the ASPCA saying that the movie protects animals. So when I looked it up, it said that there was multiple times where they literally had to snap the rabbit's neck in the movie I'm sorry to say, but I think it's sick. But I mean, did they really kill the rabbits in that one? I mean, that's something I was curious about. Is it true the the actors they had to do multiple takes killed the rabbit? I mean, did they really kill the bunny? Because I don't believe in animal cruelty. Well, I hope so, because that bunny was. I could never see myself kill a rabbit, especially not mine. I wouldn't let anyone eat him either. Well, it was an interesting movie, but what I don't understand is what happened to the father. And was that mother insane? She's drinking wine. She goes over and smacks JoJo, Scarlett Johansson's character. And lo and behold, I put some perfume on. Lo and behold, my friend, all of a sudden, she's like talking like JoJo. Like, sorry, kid, and then, like the mother has the dad with her or something, and that she put on the coat. But the point is, what the mom was basically nailed for anti-Nazism, and she was hung. And yet, I still don't understand what happened in the end. Did both of them find the homes, JoJo and Elsa, or what happened to what about the mother? Was she insane or something? I mean, one minute she's sitting there drinking wine, and he's like, "I'm going to take the bread," because he doesn't want the girl upstairs to do it. She's like, next thing you know, she's like, he said something like, "I want my dad," and all of a sudden she smacks him one, literally smacks him one, and then all of a sudden she smacks her one, puts whatever that she was burning in her fireplace. She rubbed soot on her face. And then it's like she was taking on a different personality, like the dad's personality. Do you understand what that was? Was she like schizophrenic or something? That's something I was curious about. Did she have a mental illness? Well, even so, I'm just wondering about the scene where the mother's in the corner and they're like, apologize to the kid. I don't get that. That's the only thing I really don't get. Was she mentally ill? Mm. Hmm. I don't know. It just didn't make sense. That's the thing. It didn't make sense to anyone. What happened? It was a good movie, though. Well, the husband, they never explained what happened to him. You know, apparently he was in Italy and whatever else. And, uh, yeah, well, it was an interesting movie. Well, I could never forget, but MacArthur was a good movie. It's Gregory Peck. I also wanted to watch Patton again, too. I fell asleep this morning, last night when when I went to bed. I sleep between 7 and 10 in the morning. I got up real early today. Chloe woke me up and says, "You want anything from the co-op?" That's the one that does the organic stuff. And I'm like, "You woke me up to ask me?" I was like, "There's a list on the refrigerator door." Oh. I'm like, "Yeah, I need some milk." She came back with milk. You know. Well, I do think it's funny, anyways. It is funny. I do like good movies. The Flower of War was good with Christian Bale. That's on Amazon Prime right now for free. And then I rented Patton, and I rented Emperor, and I rented the Message. I forgot I got to reorder the Message. That was like $2. At least it gives me a week's worth. I can't complain for a week's worth of trying to watch that movie again. I just keep falling asleep. Message is about the Muslim Muhammad. But yeah, I don't mind watching movies from time to time. HBO had that Detective Pikachu. That was pretty good. I like a good movie from time to time. So my cousin emailed me, or messaged me, I should say, cousin-in-law. She asked me for guidance how to recall a city council member in her state. Former top Postal Service official testified Mnuchin and White House were involved in slowing the mail down. Yeah, Well, yeah, enjoy yourself. I should be getting going soon too because, I got things to do too. Movie time, glass of wine, relax. I'll be back tomorrow sometime to do some spreadsheets, total spreadsheets up, and put them on paper, and total them up, and print them out, and then my project's done for the week. So enjoy yourself. Thanks for stopping by. I guess I'll never find out who that thing is on the videos or the ad. So, but anyways, I just want to say thank you, everyone, for tuning in tonight. Please please respect everyone's wishes. Vote early if you can. Vote for whoever you want. And don't give up who you are because you voted. Thank you so much for tuning in tonight. So please unsubscribe. Unsubscribe. Please post comments, leave feedback, suggestion, hit the like, subscribe buttons. Show some funding for your dogs, your cats, your bunnies, your service dogs. Hit the bell notification with new content every day. Thanks for watching, everyone, and God bless you in everything you do.